Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacciana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home.
Today we are going to make the second attempt at Giovanni Abazia's experiment with a pipe cleaner replacing the wick in a Zippo. Last time we had the arts and crafts type synthetic material. I gotta admit, I didn't put a whole lot of thought into the preparation for the video. I knew that I had pipe cleaners available to me. I thought that I had a better quality one. You might see how at times I could be a little absent-minded. And anyway, I have since ordered a more suitable cotton, claims to be 100% cotton material with, I believe it is copper wire that is sort of barbed and wound throughout the pipe cleaner. The brand on these was Zen Smoke, and we'll put a link to these on the helpful lighter related links page so that you will know where they're at if you decide to purchase them, as it's doubtful that you're ever going to need to use one to replace your wick, as wicks are pretty readily available, but you may need one to clean out your pipes, and they're pretty cheap. Get a whole bunch of them. I believe it was about 3 bundles for somewhere in the neighborhood of $5. So almost 150 pipe cleaners for $5.
We have our wick and wadding removed, except for the wadding on the other side of the flint tube, which there's no reason to remove that. You can see here we put that pipe cleaner down the chimney with no problem at all. You can kind of feel it clicking in between those copper prongs that are protruding from the center of the pipe cleaner. I like to keep it just below the surface of the height of the windscreen. Then we're going to go ahead and take a screwdriver and depress that down to where we have, well, it's pipe cleaner, but that we are using as a wick that we want to have running all along the top, or flat along the top, then so we can put another layer, and then we're just going to fold it as we make each layer a rayon pellet or 2 at a time. Some of them are a little bit bigger than others, but we're going to end up layering it through there, I don't know, 3 or 4 different times by the time we get done here. These pipe cleaners have been very good wicks, I have quotation marks as I say that, to use to demonstrate how to do this S or zigzag pattern, because they fold so easily and are handled so well, because they do bend a little bit more firmly than an actual copper woven type Zippo style wick. So we'll go ahead and finish up getting the end of our rayon pellets firmly reinstalled into the lighter, and you can see there that our pipe cleaner, acting as a wick, is reaching all the way down to the bottom, and you saw how it was interspersed evenly with the wadding as the wadding was reinstalled in the lighter. So then we will take our flint, put it back down in there, grooved side back down, shake it, hopefully it falls back into place close enough. get our felt pad back in place. And I always, if there's a dirtier side, I try to put that on the outside. No reason to dirty up both sides of it. Get your flint spring and flint spring screw started back down in there. And before you tighten it all the way down, go ahead and give that file wheel a spin or two to make sure that you have the flint grooved properly and working in one motion in the same direction with your file wheel. Once you do that, then we're going to go ahead and get the wick as closely centered into that chimney as possible. Which takes me a little bit of doing. As I said, these are a little bit more stiff than the normal wick is. Normally you can push on a wick and then it kind of bounce back, where this one didn't. I'm going to try to bloom this out a little bit. That is my default. I like to spread the top of that wick out, but this one did not want to do it very well, so that's the way we're going to end up leaving it. We'll go ahead and pull out our Zippo fuel, get our felt pad tilted up, and get the fuel in it, hopefully without overfilling it. Especially, you can see I squirted some just straight out of the back of the insert there. But we're going to try to get this full without overfilling it, especially without knowing how that pipe cleaner is going to function as a wick. So it's just all kind of by feel. I'm just guessing, hoping for the best as far as making sure that it doesn't have too much fuel. And I think we ended up doing all right. We'll get this insert, which is the one that came from the lighter that Gavin Lannon gave me, the JDH. We're just happening to use the etched leaf design for demonstration purposes in this video. Once we let the fuel vapors catch back up, we will give it a spin here, and you will see exactly how this 100% cotton with copper woven in it, how it behaved as a wick. I was a little curious looking at that hinge there as I was waiting on that. That hinge has taken some abuse and got wrenched almost completely sideways once. I straightened it out. That's the only time I've really done anything like that. I don't do that with lighters that I'm going to sell. I would have never done that if that wasn't my personal use lighter that I just wanted to have sit a little straighter. And it initially ignites pretty good here. Then, just like our synthetic material arts and crafts pipe cleaner, it turned dark pretty quick. So we'll go ahead and hit it again a few times, or try to, but this is not a promising start. Not really what I expected either with that 100% cotton pipe cleaner. I know that copper wire, I've had discussions with Giovanni in the past. I believe the copper wire in a wick helps to regulate the temperature to make the temperature inside of that wick more conducive to ignition with the spark and fuel. We're going to go ahead and pull this off and cut it off so that we can give it another go. The insert was just a little warm, so I was being careful there. And that really is kind of a shame. I don't know what the difference might be. There has been some smoking and definitely some odor to the way that the pipe cleaner is burning. And you know that a wick will burn like that when it gets low on fuel.
Even though this is 100% cotton, it did put off some kind of an odor. It was a little bit unpleasant. It wasn't terrible. It didn't stink up the whole workshop or anything like that. But it was a little bit unpleasant, and it also smoked a little bit. You can see where even though that was cotton, it really melted up against that wire. So this particular brand, if this is all you had to use, you wouldn't be able to use it very long. Pretty quickly it turned out just like the Arts and Crafts pipe cleaner did. So we'll still be on our hunt for what might be a alternative if you don't have a proper wick to put in your Zippo or other petrol lighter. You guys leave any comments you have below this video. I know that Giovanni was able to successfully complete the experiment and said he used it at least for a few days. I can't remember exactly. Seems like he said the second day. Migo Ring has used a mop head, a single component from a mop head, as a replacement for a wick, and it seemed to work perfectly. Anyway, you guys let me know, is there something else I should try? Until next time.